welcome to another episode of Real Talk Tonight. I'm your host, Heather Bravo. And today we are doing a follow-up interview with my good friend, Devin Rayford. You may remember his interview last year and the big conversation about wrestling. But we're doing a follow-up now because Devin is just off the charts with all of his talents and everything he's been doing in the last year and a half. So we want to find out what he's up to. So hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for thinking that I'm interesting enough.
Please. We've been friends long enough to know that you are interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Never the same date twice.
You know what? That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And if I ever try to repeat a date, it doesn't.
It's fake. She's like, hey, you're talking about me, bitch. I'm gonna shut you down.
And you know it's spelled sink or kank.
Yeah.
And
it's pronounced jank.
Yeah.
He calls him janky.
You know what? I hear me can.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
Do I need to do the intro again or just?
That's up to you. You want to redo it?
No.
Okay.
Just cut.
We go.
Is this heifer singing?
Yeah.
Tell her to shut the hell up, please.
So,
We don't say please.
So, what have you been up to? So last year we talked to you. You were part of Zebra Improv. You had just done a movie. You had a big announcement, but you couldn't announce it yet. And so now we want all the cheese. So what's going on? Okay.
Let's see if I can get the order of everything you asked me right. So you started with Zebra.
Mm-hmm.
I am no longer a member of Zebra Improv. It was an amicable split. It was just time for me to spread my wings and do a little more. I have no ill feelings towards Zebra because I wouldn't be able to exist where I get to exist now if I didn't start with Zebra. Zebra gave me the stamp of approval, and by Brittany and Ryan doing that, other people started paying attention to me and go, oh, well, we think they're talented, and if they think he's talented, maybe we should give him a chance. And one thing led to another. I can honestly say that everything going good in my life right now, especially when it comes to my career, I have Zebra to thank for it.
Okay. Yay, Zebra, thank you very much. And then, okay, so you had just done a movie.
Yes.
We were waiting on the premiere. We had unfortunate events occur and we were unable to attend that premiere.
Yes.
But how did that go?
The premiere went really good. That was my first time getting to go to a premiere. I had filmed some things, but you know, usually you gotta be at a certain level on the cast list to get all those perks. So it was a lot of fun to actually walk the red carpet. That was actually something that was on my bucket list. When I first started taking acting classes, they're like, what are some of your goals? Or a question like, what would make you feel like you made it? And my response was walking the red carpet with my mom, which I got to do.
Oh,
So like that was cool. The film was fun to shoot. The premiere, the after party, all of it. It was the fix-up with the Buccos, who are actually coming back on June 17th. They moved away shortly after the premiere. I believe the premiere was in October, and they moved away in January. And that was kind of sad. I was sad to see them go. But again, they were people who came to my life a lot like Zebra did, where they gave me not only confidence, but a stamp of approval. Before I started singing with the Buccos, people were kind of do we like him? Is he talented? It was really interesting that there were people who offered to do projects with me after finding out that I was associated with the Fucos, who were not trying to fuck with me before that. Mm-hmm. So always big love to Daddy Fuco. You know, I love all the Fucos. Joey, Jesse, Tyler, like those. I guess I didn't get to know them well enough to be like, those are my brothers. But you know, I'll at least say like those are my cousins. Those are my cousins.
Still related.
Yeah, still related. Yeah. I hope that I'm not playing myself by saying that, but I look at them as like extended family.
Right.
And I hope that I'm at least like a third cousin twice removed to them. I'll take it.
Right. And so, so the movie was called The Fix-Up, right?
Yes.
And where can we see that?
It's actually on YouTube right now.
Is it? Okay.
And I'm going to say the wrong name of that YouTube channel. I believe it's called Iggy Pine.
Okay.
You know what? We'll put it in post-production. That's what post-production is for. But I'm very happy with how the movie came out. The movie was done in chapters, which I didn't realize. I knew he had wrote me a scene, wrote me something to fit into the movie, but I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to work. And basically, Joey Fuco the first, he plays a guy who fixes people's problems, but his way of fixing them is not always legal.
Okay.
But the people who get it, they deserve it.
Okay.
Everybody in this movie, and I had no idea how crazy this movie was actually going to be. I was expecting something a little lighter, but if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. Like, I don't like giving stuff away, so I'm still learning how to talk about a project without spoiling it. So that's why there's a lot of hesitation in my voice.
Okay.
That's
okay. We'll look it up, and when I find where it's at, we'll put it up there so you guys can see it too.
But yeah, people die.
Okay.
People die, but the ones who die deserve to die. People, bad shit happens to people in this movie, but everyone who something bad happened to, they did something equally or more reprehensible to get theirs. And the fixer, he gets I was expecting like a comedy because I felt like my scene was coming, and I guess it's a dark ass comedy, if we're gonna call it that. Mm-hmm. But it's really more of a, what's the word? Dramedy doesn't really do it justice. Yeah, you gotta see it. You gotta see the Fixer. I'm in the second to last chapter, but you gotta watch the whole thing. I'm singing in it. I play a character who can't pay his rent, and he's got a sick kid, and his landlord is a total dick. And we fix the landlord. Yes, we do. I can't tell you how we fix him, but the landlord gets fixed. Snip, snip.
That's what happens for being a dick landlord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you sing in this movie?
I do sing in the movie. Can I say this? I'm going to be messy. Fuck it. I'm the only person who actually sings in the fucking movie.
I love it.
Let me tell you something. I had a blast filming that movie. And the songs included in the movie, part of the soundtrack, are amazing. A lot of them were written by Tyler Fuco and Joey Fuco. It was great, and the song that I sang was also written by Joey Fuco. But Tyler doesn't perform his songs in the movie. So Tyler is singing his motherfucking face off on the soundtrack, but he doesn't sing in the movie.
Okay.
Other people sing in the movie. No. I, from my diaphragm, through my throat, sing in the damn movie, but there's a little lip service going on in that movie, and I don't know why it was so important. Oh, I know why it was so important for me to say that, but I'm not going to get into that. Let's, the premiere was fun. And the after party, all of that was so cool.
Did you ride the party bus?
There was a party bus?
Well, I was told that there was going to be a party bus, but apparently that didn't happen. So
Let me
no
tell you
party
something,
bus.
there probably was, you know. It's not like I got top billing. Only so many people can get on the party bus. So if there was a party bus and I wasn't included, no big deal, because I had a blast. I got to be in a full-length movie and sing on the soundtrack. That right there, I wouldn't trade that. Well, I mean, obviously there's some things I might be willing to trade it for, but not anything I could think of off the top of my head immediately that I'm like, oh yeah, I would have rather done this. No, that right there, right now, is the most fulfilling or inclusive, whatever the word is I can't think of when it comes to what I've gotten to do, because I got to be funny, I got to be serious, and I got to sing. And it's on film, and it's going to exist to the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's out there.
that right there, that's cool. That's cool. It's something I always wanted to do, but before I got to do it, didn't really think that it was in the cards for me. So yeah.
But you know, Devin, when I hear you say things like that, I don't think that you should ever doubt a moment when you're offered something or somebody's talking to you about something, because the person that you are one of the funnest, honest, straightforward, in your face kind of people that I value our friendship, because I know if Dev's involved, then it's gold.
I appreciate that. But
everything that you touch is gold.
one thing I have to say, I appreciate that, but this year really taught me to be humble.
Yeah.
I think that at the end of 2021, I got a little cocky.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little ahead of myself. I thought that because I had an amazing 2021. I went into 2022 like with a little extra that might have been good at the beginning of the year, but along the way, my arrogance did cost me some things. Mainly money, because at the end of the day, if you lose a gig, you lose money.
Right.
Even if it's not a paid gig, because every paid gig I ever had, they saw me doing something for free. Mm-hmm. You know, they saw me singing here or acting in that, and they were like, "Oh, you want to come do this with me? I'll pay you." Mm-hmm. But oh wow, I just lost my train of thought.
We were talking about gold and that you came into 2022 a little bit.
Oh, I came into 2022 a little bit cocky. So like, I have to, going into 2023, I want to be more humble. Oh yeah, I was saying, you know, thank you for those nice things. And I do have to believe in myself. And I do I don't turn down jobs, even if I don't think I'm qualified.
Okay.
I don't turn it down. I'll just go stink it up. I don't care. But I'm not always sure that I'm going to do a good job.
Okay.
And when it came to having a lead role in the film and being on the soundtrack, yes, it's something I believed I was capable of, but it's not something that I believed would happen for me, because I'm not known as being a lucky person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it was just really cool to get to do that, to get to do all these things.
do you think that maybe your belief in yourself or your confidence in yourself might have something to do with you not believing that that could actually happen for you?
Yeah.
Well, we need to just,
Look, I
just
get
rub that out because literally everybody that I know that knows you or that has worked with you always has really pleasant things to say about you. So, and I mean, and I've known you for as long as I have. I think we're going on 13 or 14 years now.
Yeah.
And, like I've loved you from the start. Your personality, your sense of humor, your talents, you just constantly bring something new to the table. And it's always a pleasure. It really is.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. So you have also been promoting shows, right?
Yes. That's where I got too cocky. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So you did a Sesh Up comedy show here a
Yes.
couple of weeks ago. I was there. We're going to have some footage of him on stage at the end of this interview. And to me, that was very successful. There was a lot of people there. There was a lot of funny comedians there. And I didn't see anybody leave with a frown on their face. Everybody was really happy and it was fun. It was a good time.
I think they were just high.
Oh yeah, there's that part too. But I will say that myself and my partner, Rockford, we made it a point that there will be no chumps
Right.
performing at the session.
Okay.
We have lots of friends who are comedians, and some of them are extremely talented. Some of them are kind of funny. Some of them are just our friends who call themselves comedians.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. But we are not, you will not see bums on a Sesh-Up show as long as you see my name and likeness on that flyer. I don't care about what you've seen or heard in the past. Past comedy shows that I've been associated with, I was not booking the talent.
Okay.
I was just there. I was just lucky enough to have me a little seat at the table. For this, like I said, me and Rockford, we only the funniest people we know is who we're reaching out to. And I can promise you, you're not going to ever be disappointed with a Sesh-Up comedy show. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Fuck the haters. I know people out there sleeping on me. A motherfucker. Oh my God. I know I said we're going to talk about no negative shit. But this motherfucker is plugging it, but with the backhanded bullshit. He's like, yeah, I just got my tickets to Dev's comedy show. I just hope the comedians are funny. What the fuck?
Right.
Then why the fuck did you even get tickets? If that's how you feel. If you don't believe in my ability to produce quality comics, and then you're going to tell the world that you don't believe in my ability to get quality comics, it's like, why the fuck did you even bother? Like, that pissed me off. I'm sorry. I guess there's still a little pettiness left in me because that was just, I don't know, I wouldn't have done that to anyone.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Saying that is not very, encouraging or showing your support as a friend.
Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
showing support as a friend, and it was also making others doubt.
Yeah.
And he ended up not showing up any damn way, so it is what it is. I think he got because we have a limited amount of free tickets. I think he got one of the last free ones and didn't
I got
show
in
up.
on that. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so now Rockford, is he like your business partner in all of your events that you plan, or just for Sesh-Up?
Just for a session.
Okay.
You know, I said I wasn't known for being very lucky, but I think I misspoke. Because I've got to do a lot of things that I didn't exactly apply for. And the Sesh-Up is no exception. Robbie somehow found out. I'm sorry, Robert.
Yeah, I was like, you.
You're from Pacoima, right?
Yeah, I'm from Pacoima.
Town.
Yeah,
I can see it.
yeah. Born and raised.
Right.
I saw the pictures of you in high school with the extra moosey looking.
The baby. I gotta see it. I wanna see it.
It just reached 1995. It's just.
No, it was 1991.
Okay.
Yes. I wanna see.
Well, the Aquanetta.
Aquanet.
Mm.
The Pico. Yeah.
Yeah, the bang. Oh my God. I have
That
to
hard, crunchy.
That
You can
yeah.
smack it. It's gonna
Oh,
go right
right.
back. Boom, right back.
Right there.
The wind.
A tornado comes and it's right
And
there.
my hair was perfect.
Okay.
Yep, at
Oh
all
my
times.
God, let me see
You
it.
got them razor blades
Right.
stuck in your hair.
Under your
I gotta
tongue
find
and
it.
shit. Ready to get your ass.
Ooh, and then on his birthday, we got a nice film of him up on stage singing.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, with Cervantes.
My Devin out there singing it up.
Dude, you killed it. Oh my God. you
Oh my God,
crushed it.
people talked about that. You left at like 11.
Yeah, because I
People-
had somebody was throwing me a birthday party at the Britisher, but I just wanted to go to Big Shots and hang out with Cervantes. That's all I wanted
See,
to
and I
do.
thought he was there for me. Right?
Like, you totally gave me chills because I love the blues and you just
Oh my God.
Let me
People
tell you
talked
something.
about it forever.
He was like, who was you when you sang at Lake
That was
Lake?
me when I was 15.
Where the hell did I? Oh,
That's me when I was
Apple Annie's,
nine.
Mr. B's.
Yes, that. Oh,
Oh my God, I haven't heard that place in a long
That's
time.
me when I was 15.
Check this out. He
Yeah,
was
she
young as
beats
fuck,
people
right?
up.
And he does a really good impersonation of Tina Turner. I mean, he's dead on with it.
Okay.
He was young as fuck, and he
Got
sang
that.
this shit, and he knows how to chime into like her tone and everything. He wowed every. Do you not know they was like paying him to do it again? Yes.
Oh, I believe it.
It
I
was
don't-
like
I-
what
I-
that look, and he was like this, like we're little. I don't
Yeah,
know
we were
why
like
was we
13
there?
or 12 or something.
Why was we there?
Oh, because Mr. B's had just sold it to the Apple Annie's people, and to create interest, they had free ribs that day.
Okay.
The whole
It
damn
was
town,
about-
everybody in Lake LA was crammed in that motherfucker. They had free ribs and karaoke. There wasn't no one who wasn't there. There was like a line.
It was.
It was-
I'm like, why was we there?
Everybody was there.
Right. That was it.
I saw more people there than when I would go out trick or treating.
Right.
I ran into more friends at Apple Annie's that
Right.
day.
That is.
I mean, but it was
And they were doing it all day
Like, what-
too.
what?
Like they
All day,
started it
yeah.
at like, they opened at like noon or 1, and they stayed open till 1 in the morning. And
Right.
everybody we just had a really good
They
time.
did not want him to even leave. Like it was like, okay, this is just karaoke.
Oh, I
They
believe
didn't
it.
want
But do
him
you
to
know
leave.
that I did not do that song karaoke again? I never did it again up until about 2 years ago.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yep.
Wow, you really.
Because
did
when
it.
school started, oh God, thank God there were no camera phones back then. But when school started, the bullies let me have it.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why? Because you sang that song?
Yeah.
What?
Like at the
Wow.
time, like now when I do it, it's just, you
Looking for
can
my hair
hear
pictures.
like,
Huh?
I'm looking for my Hair Bear pictures.
yeah,
That's
when
why I
I,
call them Hair Bears.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
yeah, it's like, when I was a kid, I
There's one.
sounded exactly like her, but
That's a nice picture.
Thank
I
you.
like
I
that
was 16. Back up right there, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Tell us when.
all right. Yeah, when I was saying that I was not a lucky person, I think that was me not giving the universe enough credit.
Okay.
Because I don't have to audition.
Right.
I don't have to apply. People find out about me and offer me work.
He
And
does not
when,
need to search the wanted ads.
I mean, maybe I
Find them.
should because I would get more work, but I had an open mic for a few weeks at a bar out here, and it didn't last. Like, it was pretty much like the only thing that I think a project that I got removed from, like legit, like fired, you know? But it's also the only one that I created for myself. Like, it was I went into that bar with a mission to get that open mic there, and I got it, and they do still have an open mic, but
I know who you're talking about.
they don't have it with me.
Right.
But that's okay because
that shit
I
was
had
fun.
to. No, because I had to get to the point where I had to realize, like, let the universe has been doing good by you. Don't stress these things. Everything that's supposed to happen for you will happen. Maybe not as soon as you wanted to, but look at the year you just had.
Right.
Like, good things are on the horizon. But yeah, that one was a hard blow because, I think that was the beginning of the humbling.
Okay. Okay.
I was saying earlier that I had to be more humble. I got a little cocky and thought that everything I touched was going to be gold. And I didn't do that open mic the justice that it deserved. I have a lot of talented friends, but I also have a lot of friends who, especially at this time, because this is about a year ago from now, they weren't ready. And even though it's an open mic and it's supposed to be for everyone, this was a large venue. And they have regular customers. And you can't have people in there making the regulars want to leave instead of spending money.
Right. You want them.
Yeah, because at the end of
So have you continued open mics at other
oh,
places?
yes. What even gave me the confidence to do that was because I got handed to. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get myself a third. And I still have the other ones, but that third, it didn't work out. But it's okay. I had to be humble. I thought I got comfortable with the rock shows I do at Code Crush, just kind of running themselves. It's like, once I get 4 bands and a flyer, my work is done here. And by me getting lazy and cocky with that, and again, it was a job I did not apply for, but to whom much is given, much is required. And I had to go back to the drawing board on that. I almost lost that opportunity because I had 3 or 4 just horrible shows in a row where people weren't coming because I wasn't doing my part promoting it the way that I should have been. And I mean, that was the main thing. And even like with the bands I was using, I got comfortable using the same bands over and over again. And so like people got bored with them. There was some learning curves with that. Like I walked into it very naive thinking that since those first few shows, I think about this time last year, I was just rolling in it. Like the shows at Cold Crush were elevating my profile so Zebra was still doing shows there too. So I had, comedy on Saturday, the rock shows on Sundays, my open mics during the week, and I was just on top of the world. But work is required, and also how you treat people matters. And I'm not going to say that I was rude to anyone because I wasn't, okay? I've never ever disrespected the talent. But the talent has felt disrespected because I didn't realize how important it was for me to make sure that I remember everyone in the band's name. Like, it doesn't matter that I met 4 bands tonight that all have 4 members, and it's impossible, in my head, it's impossible to keep track of all 20 of y'all's name, meeting y'all at the same time. They're going to cut me some slack. But no, You gotta remember the drummer's name. And definitely don't forget his face.
Yeah.
Because I had to, oh my God. I was at the Britisher last week. I'll go ahead and, I was at the Britisher last week, and there's a guy who's in a band called Hikikomori.
Okay.
And then there's another guy who's in that band. He's actually in a few bands. And he tries to pitch his bands to me, and then when I reach out, they can never play the date. Like, it's always this thing with me and this guy. And sometimes I think he thinks I don't like him.
Okay.
And I know that sometimes I feel like he doesn't like me. And at this point, I forgot one of his bands was Hikikomori. And I had just met the other guy a couple of weeks prior. Like, I met him on Halloween. And so I walk into the Britisher, and I see the dude that I had just met on Halloween, and he's dressed like a rock star tonight. So I'm like, oh shit, did you perform tonight? And then his bandmate, who I didn't even notice.
Oh.
Yes, we did. Oh shit. I'm really sorry. He was like very, very offended that I walked right past him, went to the other guy, asked him, and it's like we're in the same band. But it happens. It happens. I thought it was kind of funny, but I also, I shrunk a little, like I felt really bad. And then, I start kissing his ass, but I still couldn't think of his name. And I'm here calling his friend by his first name. It's like, yeah, dude, bro.
Yeah.
Later, guy. That bullshit. So,
But also, I mean, in your defense, Dev, and I'm not just defending you because you're my friend, but I go into places and sometimes people right off the bat will be like, Heather, or like Helen calls me, Bravo, or I went to Oklahoma and I got approached by a waitress in a Denny's who said, aren't you Heather Bravo from Real Talk Tonight? And I was like, yeah, you're right. But then I can walk into a room full of people that I know every single person in there and nobody will remember me. And that's just how it goes. Like, I'm not going to sit there and pout about it. I'm not going to sit there and cry about it. I'm not going to sit there and harass you that you didn't remember my name or you didn't say hi to me first.
Yeah.
Like, that is where being humbled comes in my opinion.
Yeah.
So is it good to remember the talents names? Yeah. But I don't think that you should beat yourself up over it.
Well, no, I don't beat myself up over it, but it is something that I've learned over this past year that I need to do better at, because this is a small town.
Yes.
And so what happens is that it doesn't take long for bad things about you to get around.
Spread around, yes.
And especially like these bands have group chats with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Where they shit on all the promoters and other bands, and there's a bit of a cancel culture going on around,
Yeah.
And so it's important that if I want to be successful at this, that I maintain positive relationships, even if I don't think that band's worth a damn. And I'm not saying that there's a band out there that I don't think is worth a damn. What I'm saying is even if I don't think that band is worth a damn and I never plan on using them again, I still have to treat them with a certain amount of courtesy and respect, because they're going to tell other bands that I am interested in, don't fuck with him.
Right.
Like, that dude's a dirtbag, he's rude, he don't pay, he don't do this, So, and I think I kind of just got a little ahead of myself on that aspect. But we're working on it, besides what happened with Hikikomori. And I think I'm just saying the name a lot so that I don't forget how to say it, because I am going to try to book Hikikomori. Hikikomori, I'm coming for y'all. Okay, I fucks with y'all.
Yeah. Can we take it back to Cold Crush?
Cold Crush, that's...
So, Cold Crush, you on Sundays had a group, and I want to say it was something Village of...
Oh, Soulful Sundays.
Yes, Soulful Sundays.
Yes.
There was a group that you had there, and I have to tell you, I was so blown away by them.
They are Ja and T of Boomerang Village.
Boomerang Village.
Yes.
And they were at your session.
Yes, they were
I
there.
did notice that. And I have to tell you that every single time I saw their show, a lot of the things that they sang were the same, but just the presence that they bring to the table is just like amazing. And I really, 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 really enjoy them.
They are phenomenal. They just got engaged, by the way.
Oh, yay!
Shout out to Big John and T.
Congratulations! Woo!
I swear to God, if I'm not invited to the motherfucking wedding.
If I come talk tonight, it'll be on the podcast.
You should try to do an interview with them.
Yes, I would
I will
love
try
to.
to help connect you guys. I'm glad you mentioned them. I forgot all about Soulful Sunday. It's still happening. I'm no longer, you won't catch me there every week because I had to let Zion spread his wings. Boomerang has moved on to other things as well. But I'm very proud of that.
Yeah,
That's something
amazing.
I can't take credit for anyone's talent. But if I may, I can say that I recognize talent, that I know talent. And I knew that these 4 individuals, Ja, T, Zion, and Esai, were just what Cold Crush needed.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, there was just no doubt in my mind that, like, all I got to do is put y'all in front of the owner and y'all gonna get jobs. And I did that, and it worked out for the most part. So I'm really happy about that. Ja just released a solo album that is just fire.
Okay.
Boomerang Village is still very much a unit. Obviously, they're engaged. And they have a lot of really good tracks out there. Ashe, I think, is the one that gets everybody like up and at 'em, but Ja's voice the soul in Ja's voice is just as impressive as T's freestyles and guitar playing.
Yeah.
So shout out to Boomerang Village. The sky's the limit for them.
Yes, I agree.
They're on every platform, Spotify, Apple Music. You guys look up Boomerang Village. They got a track for everybody.
Yeah.
Good stuff from Boomerang.
They blew me away, and they give that vibe when you're watching them. Like, you can either watch them and feel so much energy and excitement, or you can watch them and it like really just like rip at your soul. Like, and I love seeing performers like that. And when you watch them on stage, they have this glow about them. Like, they are truly happy doing what they do. They don't look at it like a job and like, oh my God, I gotta go to work today. It's like, oh my God, I'm on stage and I'm performing for, it doesn't matter if there's 1 person or 50 people, they give you the same energy. And I like it. I really do.
Yeah.
I enjoy it so much.
Boomerang
Village. Okay, Boomerang Village. Okay. So now what's going on with your singing?
With my singing. Well, I host open mics and I invite musicians to come, and then they meet each other and they form bands.
Okay.
And they send me gifts and they say thank you so much for introducing me to these guys. And I'm not gonna diminish anyone by trying to downplay them coming together by saying these bands' particular names, but there's a few bands out there that we were able to put together, but not necessarily that I'm a part of, because I'm an old soul with it, I'm not that versatile. I can be, but it's not like I want to do, blues, rock, but like old school, like Americana, if you will. I think is the best way to describe the type of music I want to do because it's a fusion of blues, rock, and country. It might flirt with like a little punk, like a little, but don't expect me to do something that's gonna start a mosh pit. And fortunately and unfortunately, it's a double-sided thing that I'm surrounded by a lot of talented young musicians who don't really want to play the blues, or they're okay with, one or two as like a novelty as part of their set, but I've yet to find some available blues musicians, but I'm still having fun singing. The open mics are doing well. I go to Big Shot's open mic. The backing band there is called Drunk on Sundays.
Right.
Shout out to all of them. I fucking love Drunk on Sundays. And today's Wednesday, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe if we wrap in time, I'm gonna go on over there and get one in with Drunk on Sundays.
Right.
But outside of them, and then getting the occasional guest spot with Cervantes, which, look, I'm very grateful for both those bands because they're the only people who know how to play for me right now. like that know how and are willing and are, understand that it's not going to always be perfect. See, when I'm performing with the younger musicians, they don't fully understand the art of the jam and how to merge the arts with the science to create something. So if I extend a note and that's not how they learn the song,
It throws it off.
they're not gonna rock with me. They're not gonna let me. And Cervantes, and these are people. Cervantes, these are seasoned professional musicians who should be like, fuck you, that's not how the song goes. They don't do that. The kids do that to me.
Right.
The grown folks, they like it. They go, oh, put a little stank on it, and they'll give me some stank back, and we will create something, that song, the song I did with Cervantes, the first time I ever sang that song with them was on stage in front of an audience. We didn't rehearse it.
Right.
They asked me what song I wanted to do. I threw some out. We agreed on that song. I gave one person in that band a note. And not like a literal note, a suggestion.
Right.
I told her, I'm going to do the first two verses. I'm going to sing the first two verses. The third verse, I want it to be a complete guitar solo by you. And then I come back on the fourth verse and take us home. She's like, sounds good. That was the gist of it. We didn't discuss anything else. We just, the key, of course. But after that, once we were like, we're going to do it and see something, I don't even fucking remember. Because it was Toast. God, shout out to Tony.
Tony!
Let me tell you something. Big Tony. I feel like he was inspired that he enjoyed what I did and getting because I didn't ask him to do a saxophone solo. He didn't even know I was going to perform with him.
Right.
And so for him to go from who the fuck are you to grabbing that damn saxophone, I will never ever forget that. Tony blessed it. So it ended up being like 6 verses total. Because Tony was going to get in there, and I wasn't mad at him. He comes from behind me with the saxophone in one hand, and he drapes his arm around me, and he just starts wailing. And it felt good.
Everybody read each other and was jamming together like they were one. It was an awesome performance. I loved it. I got chills just from that performance.
On your birthday, you went up and you hit that stage with them singing. We've got that all recorded, and we're going to add that to this interview too, so that everybody can enjoy that, if that's okay with you.
Uzi.
He's like, can I review it first?
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about live performances. sometimes what you're enjoying isn't necessarily what you're hearing. It's the emotion behind it. And what I was able to accomplish with Cervantes that night was a perfect vibe. Like mood setting. It was by no means a perfect vocal. Okay.
No, it was though, because we have watched the recording back just to check the sound quality of the recording, and you still get the chills when you hear it. Like, you nailed it. And everybody who was there that night, even after you left, were telling us, oh my God, he killed it. I got people texting me going, who is your friend? Your friend killed it. And I was like, yeah, I know he does. That's my boy.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's, like I said, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So far, Cervantes, Drunk on Sundays, and the Fabulous Fucos. Those are, I mean, I'm not a member of any of those bands, but that's where the bar is, you know, and I'm not going to settle for anything less than that, because if it's going to be less than that, then I'm going to have to be less than me, and then it's going to be less than worth it.
Right. No, I feel that. Yeah. You never settle, Devin. Like, when I think of your vocals and your experience in singing and how you bring the energy to a stage and to a crowd of people, like, you're raised the bar up here. And then when you expect for other people to kind of do the same and then they don't bring it all the way, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't think you should ever settle. You should find the band members and or the musicians that just elevate you even more. So yeah, I think you're doing fine. Don't settle for anything less than what makes you happy and brings you up.
Yeah. I appreciate that. That's, not gonna settle. I even got like a really good compliment. A guy, his name is David. He's in one of my favorite local bands out here called Flower Glacé. And he had never heard me sing before. I think he just thought I was like booker, promoter, whatever. And he caught me doing karaoke one night.
Okay.
And I thought he was going to come and ask for stage time, because that's usually what happens when somebody who's in a band comes up to me. They're like, hey, give me. You know, it's usually that, like, when are we playing Cold Crush again, you motherfucker? Like, you've done 3 shows and we weren't on them. He goes, can I ask you something and you promise not to take it the wrong way? Which that automatically goes,
You get all pumped.
like what the fuck is this motherfucker about to ask me? You know, he's only like 22, 23, so it's like, you know, that's an age where you could really open mouth insert foot. So I'm like waiting for it, and he goes, how come you never booked yourself? I just gave him a big
What a great question. Yeah, Dev, yeah.
But it's because of what I told you. I had to have a band that understands my way of getting through the song. I have another friend, really cool guy, really talented musician. He's a drummer. He's an excellent drummer. But I only have so much lung capacity in me. And the drummer decides how long the measure and everything is. And a lot of other drummers that I will perform with, they will listen to my intensity and decide that, okay, he's going up, all right, he's coming down, let's end it. And you do that one big that lets everybody know that this measure ends and we're gonna.
You're right.
This motherfucker doesn't give a fuck about me. I'm sorry. I love him, but he don't give a fuck. Sometimes I'll be thinking he's doing it on purpose, because he's just sitting there and he's like, nope, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I'm like, motherfucker. But I can't have that. Like, it's one thing for that to happen during an open mic, but if I'm going to try to charge people tickets, It's got to be right.
Right.
So in God's time, I'm sure that it will happen.
Yes.
And if it doesn't, it's okay. If all I get to do for the rest of my life is sit in with the 3 very talented bands that I mentioned earlier, the Pucos, Cervantes, and Drunk on Sunday, if that's all I get to do is one song with them once a month, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Because that feeling of what I get to do when I get to play with a band like that, you can't trade that shit. You know, it's not worth it for me to have my own raggedy ass band. And then somebody sees me doing the raggedy shit, and now they won't even let me perform with Cervantes. Now I'm deemed unworthy of Drunk on Sundays, and I'll be damned if a motherfucker gonna make me look that way.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
It took me way too long. Singing is my first love. That's a lot of people don't realize that. They think that I always wanted to be a comedian. I always wanted to be an actor. I do want to do those things too, but singing, music, that's the real passion. That's the first love. I know I smoke cigarettes. I damaged my voice. I don't sing the way I used to, but I do have something left in me.
Right.
And it's good for the blues.
Yeah, it's great for the blues. It's great for the blues. And so it took too long. It just took too long. I wanted to sing since I was a little kid. I've had people tell me that I'm a terrible singer, that there's no way that anybody's going to ever pay money to listen to you, which people have paid a lot of money to listen to me
That's
now.
right.
But,
That's right.
But at the it's something, I believed my haters. I was telling you when the camera was off, I wasn't a popular kid in junior high or high school. I wasn't, I just wasn't, it was like suicide for someone to get too close to me. It was like social suicide. And so, I had my friends, but I have to use the quotation marks because depending on who was around, they wasn't my friend.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have a lot of we were talking about the very first song that I ever got paid to sing, Proud Mary. And I got paid to sing that song, and I was very proud of myself. And then school starts, and they point and they laugh, and they go, yeah, he was up there singing Tina Turner. Like, I know it's 2022, there are words we cannot say. But like an F-bomb.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. And it's crazy that I would not sing that song. 20 years would go by before I sang it again because I was so humiliated the way they talked about me at school. And it took a long time for me to think that I was worth a damn. And I don't want to compromise where I am right now. And I feel like I'm rambling in circles. I don't know. I'm like, is this making sense? Because it's not making sense to me at this point.
No, you do good. You do good. But, when I first met you, you were...
I think I had hair.
Yeah, you did. The way that it was like you were intimidated of how great you could be. If that makes any sense. So, backstory, me and Dev met at work 13, 14 years ago. In the dungeon.
We met in the dungeon.
And you always knew when Devin was there. His voice just echoed through the place. You're like, oh, Dev's here. On breaks, lunches, whatever,
I was always on break.
Always.
Sorry.
In that place, yeah. But you spent a lot of time hanging out by yourself.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time hanging out by himself, and whenever me and you had conversations, like they were always interesting. They were always about something. We had a purpose, and you know, it was always like, yeah, good talk. Okay, break's over. Let's go in. You know, and I always felt from you that you were holding back, that you had something to unleash, but you were holding back. And then when I finally discovered what you had to unleash, I was like, let it go, Devin. Like, bring it out, you know? And when you finally did, I was just like, oh my God. And I think I discovered just how talented and how great you were, I think, when you went to ABC.
Okay.
And I started hearing, oh, Devin's doing this, Devin's a part of this, Devin's a part of that. I was like, wait, Milo Devin? Okay. And, you know, I went and checked out a couple of things that you were doing in the drama, right? It was drama.
Yeah.
In the college. And I was just like, oh, crap. Like,
yesterday was the 5th anniversary of the very first scripted performance that I did at ABC.
Wow.
So interesting you brought that up.
Yes. But once you let loose, it's like no need to reel it back in. You let it loose, and now the world gets to enjoy what everybody else has known about you all this time. You know, that you are talented, you're smart, you're a go-getter, you are self-motivated, and you bring the best out of other people. So, you know, there's a big difference in Devin from the day I met him to today.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
I forgot about, you know, because in my last few years,
the dungeon.
Yeah, we're not gonna edit that out.
Yeah. We don't talk about Bruno.
But no, I have to say real fast about Bruno.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't know each other.
Right.
And how I even got into, you know, to that last interview that, you know, the Bruno dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that place.
Yeah.
But I thank God for the connections.
Yeah.
That I made there. You know, not necessarily for my bosses. No, I was not a perfect employee, but you bitches. With all my heart and soul. Okay? I'm not talking about Helen.
Nope.
And I'm not talking about Hynette.
Nope.
I'm not talking about Helen.
Nope.
And I'm not talking about Hynette.
Nope.
All the rest of you. All of you.
I can name names.
All of you.
I can name names.
All of you, you bald-headed bitch. All of you.
And I know exactly who you're talking about.
Fucking all of you.
That's right. That is right. You know, I was in a car accident on the way to work one day, and I walked in the door 6 minutes late, and that bald-headed bitch looks at me and goes, "You're 6 minutes late." And I said, "Oh, well, here's the police report. I was just in a car accident," and I went and I got my shit and went and sat down. Did that, and she's like, "I need to see you in the office right now." I was like,
She don't like being proved wrong. Even when she did damn wrong.
Oh, I got chewed out for doing that in front of all the other employees.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. And I know the bald head bitch you're talking about.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have called her that. Her son could totally kick my ass.
And I bet I could kick his ass out there.
Like,
This
you
is
know,
why I love
you
Devin
can't
so
be
much.
talking about people's mama, but
She ain't my mama.
you know,
As long as it's real talk,
it's real.
That's
This
right.
is
It is
real
real
talk.
talk. And I don't
This
think
is real talk.
any of them are but she might be following you though.
With a knife, I don't know, like shit.
But you know, I have not seen her. People tell me all the time that they run into her.
I've seen her
and
one time.
God has been blessing me.
You know, He has chose to bless you.
The last time I saw her was in that fucking building.
Last time I saw her, she was in her jammies and slippers and
In that fucking building, right? Telling us what. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how
No,
bitch
she would show up on a Sunday.
She would show up on Tuesday.
Sweats and slippers and her bathrobe to run a crew on Sunday, but we couldn't wear jeans. She would walk around like this.
Yeah, and she's like, your jeans are tattered at the bottom. They would be barely like.
Yeah, we could not wear jeans.
And it's like, we're on the phone. It's a call center.
Nobody sees
me. We're doing surveys. We're not even selling nothing. Like, just as long as you sound smart, like.
As long as you can read.
Yeah, and shit. Some of the people they hired couldn't even do that shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, that used to crack me up. I'm like, you got hired. And they told me when I was reading this thing that if I messed up 3 times, you don't get the job. That's what she told me.
The one in the back office, the back dungeon.
Her, you know, I have mixed feelings about her.
I do too.
Like, but I mean, I guess I have mixed feelings about all of them. You know, no one is neither all good or all bad.
Except for Helen and Hynette.
Yeah, they're both all good.
They're both all good.
They're all good.
Yes.
They're all good.
Yes.
But the rest, you know, y'all are humans like me that you judge so much.
Jake was good.
Jake!
Jacob Miller. Woohoo! Shout out!
Sorry. I had to edit that out. I got to. Maybe this was a bad idea. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to put that over there. Now I feel like I'm on Drinking Dish. Shout out to Elias from Zebra Improv, Elias the First. And I was only supposed to touch on that for a second because we were talking about something else. I was like, I will say real fast that I'm glad that I worked there because of the people I met.
Right.
But what was the main thing?
I was talking about you coming out of your shell and being somebody completely different.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Because in my last days there, I was pretty popular. Like my last 3, you know, I worked there like 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
The last 3 or 4 years that I worked there, I was so popular. I was so well liked. I was getting so much bathroom booty that
yes.
I had forgot. I literally forgot being like eating lunch by myself.
Yeah.
Sitting out there on that wall with my little cigarette, hoping nobody talks to me because I don't want to give one away. I only got 3 left.
Yep.
I forgot like being the pariah, like everybody was going to these, you know, linking up after work. I wasn't invited or very rich, you know, but all these things were happening. Yeah, like, it used to suck. It used to suck. Thank you for reminding me. Because like in my head, I would, if someone were to ask me about it, I would probably just say like, oh yeah, everybody loved me and that motherfucker. But that wasn't always the case. For the first half of the time that I worked there, didn't a whole lot of people fuck with me. Like you did, Jason Bennett, who the fuck else? Supervisor Jason Harris, he was cool. My buddy Will, but he didn't stay long. Like we got hired around the same time. I did meet a few friends. There's Will, Frank, Trainier, Lavana, but they didn't all necessarily work there at the same time.
Right.
And none of them worked there for a very long time. Like, I think Lavana the longest. And so, and like me, they didn't always all work every day. So, the first few years there was a lot like high school. And I used to joke about the job being more like homeroom than a job. I'm like, this is that elective that you didn't pick, but woodshop was full. So they stuck you in it.
Yeah.
Like that's just how the job felt to me. When I would get in trouble, I'm like, gotta go see the principal. Like, it was school. It was school. I mean,
but in that classroom, the principal kind of groped you. So, you know. We went there. This is real talk.
Some people have all the fun. Yeah. I was definitely, because I almost touched on that shit. Because like me opening my mouth about that shit one time almost got me fired because they were scheduling people, they were scheduling attractive young females. And my production was at like 80-something%. And he would say like, oh, your numbers ain't up. Your numbers ain't up. But I was at like 80-something, right?
Your numbers
and I'm like, okay, 80, like I'm in the 80s. And then I got this talk. It's not always about production. Okay, you done told me for the last 15 years that that's the only thing that matters. And now you got these young dumb whores on the schedule who are at 65%.
And they're there every fucking day.
But you know what? I ain't never had the legs for a miniskirt. So I understand.
Now, excuse me, okay? So, here's your computer and your phone. Ain't nothing like a motherfucker coming up behind you going, how are you today? Your numbers are actually really good. I listened on a couple of your calls last night. You know? And you're just like, creeper, get the fuck off me. And yeah, that's what went on a lot.
Because
there.
of him. Because of that motherfucker, we will never see him again.
Yeah.
How's that one? Oh, somebody gets a kick out of that.
Yeah.
She was a cool girl.
Yeah, she was.
Wherever she is, I don't know what they did. I don't know.
Yeah, that was, you know, I ran into him. Do you know that he's a preacher?
Oh, that's right.
I was either naive to the fact or had forgotten the fact. And when my adopted son passed away in a car accident last June, I walk in and guess who is conducting his service?
That guy.
Yeah.
We said way too many bad things about
Mr. Groper. Yeah,
we can call him Mr. Groper.
Mr. Groper.
But we can't say his name because we've said bad things about him, and I don't want to get sued. Lord knows I ain't made enough. Sue me. Let me make my first $1 million before you sue my ass, okay? Don't sue me for I'm just 100-aire.
So I walk in to the service, and he's sitting there and turns around and looks at me and he goes, I know you. And I'm like, And he goes, wait, you're Heather Bravo. And I was like, yeah, I sure am. And he was like, so then he tells some woman that he's with, I don't know if it was his wife or not, but some woman he was with. He was like, best production and parent-child right here. Best production and parent-child. And I was just like, dude, I did not have best production, but I needed the money, so I did all the overtime. You were offering 10-hour shifts, I took them all. Like, but you know, I'm thankful for the dungeon because then I wouldn't have met people like you, like Helen, like Hynette.
Yes.
Like Marissa Jones.
Marissa Jones!
Yeah, she hit me up the other day too. Like I took away true lifelong homies from
Yes.
So I was thankful for that. The dungeon was a scary place. And you held on the longest, I believe.
You know what? They tried to fire me several times. They once left me off the schedule for 8 months.
What the? And you called every day?
I called every fucking day, and they had the IVR.
Yeah.
And so it would say, we currently do not have you scheduled to work. I would hang up and call the office to confirm.
Right.
I did this every day for 8 months. And then when my unemployment ran out, that was the only real reason I got mad. My unemployment ran out.
Right.
My unemployment ran out, so I had to call corporate and get my job back. And corporate started raising, I called corporate to see what was up, right? She goes, can I call you back? She calls them. She calls the Lancaster office. And then she calls me back. and she's just, they said you jipper, and you blipper. So I was like, all I did was, here's the thing, I didn't lie. I did not deny anything that I was guilty of. All I did was explain the circumstances of the things that I felt that I could. And in that explanation, look, people get mad when you talking shit about them, but if it's my truth, if it's my life story, is it my fault or your fault that you're a fucking villain in it?
It's theirs.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, I just simply told the truth as I saw it. And I got put back on the schedule 2 days later. They actually tried to fuck me. They first put me on, it was Labor Day. And I already had plans to go to San Diego because I didn't have no job.
Right?
And then I just out of whatever, Sunday morning. Yeah, it was a Sunday morning. Yeah, a weekend day and motherfuckers. Fuck them, okay?
Yep.
They're like, I haven't worked in 8 months. And y'all gonna make me come in early on a Sunday morning that is also a holiday. Weekend.
Yeah.
Hoping that I no call, no show. No, here's the thing. They had a point system on attendance.
Right.
Those points started over every 6 months.
Yes.
I had not been on the schedule for 8 months. What the fuck?
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
And I remember being on the phone with Jeanette, and she's like, "Are you serious, Dad? You can't do this. You can't." Yes, I can. This is why they hate me.
Yeah.
Because I know the rules. I didn't break the rules. If I had done something to get fired, I would have got fired.
Right.
Instead, all they could do was leave me off the schedule for 8 months. And fuck them. I got my job back, and I stayed there till the day that fucking building closed.
They fired me because they hadn't had me on the schedule in 4 months because me and Mr. Groper got into it about the groping. And all of a sudden I wasn't on the schedule, and I called every single day. And the morning I went in for surgery, I told the woman in the back dungeon, I will be out these 3 days in the hospital because I'm having major surgery. The morning of my surgery, I was mysteriously on the schedule, and I didn't call that day. I called the next day, and I brought them my hospital paperwork,
They didn't give a fuck.
and I got fired. But I know people who just called out to call out because they didn't want to go to work and came in with fake doctor's notes, and they found out that they were fake because they called the numbers on them, and they didn't lose their job.
It must have been the.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly
Yep.
what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, they called the doctor's office,
Yep.
which they're not allowed to do.
Right, they're not supposed to do that, but the person didn't lose their job. I had verifiable hospital paperwork and stitches all across my stomach, and I got fired.
Well, here's who should have lost their job. The one making that call.
Yeah.
Human Resources
Yeah,
overstepped their boundaries.
they sure did.
You have a note signed by a doctor,
That's it.
that's it and that's all. For you to call that doctor, I just want to confirm that this employee did in fact.
And
You cannot do
HIPAA
that.
laws, hello.
Nobody can say yes or no to that question. It is against federal fucking law.
And even when, let's say you're buying a house and you're qualifying for your loan, they can only call and say, does this person work here?
Yeah.
They can't ask how long, they can't ask how much money you make, nothing.
Okay.
Just, is this person employed with you? Yes? Okay, that's it. That's all they can verify. So why does this bitch think that it's okay for her to turn around and call a doctor's office? I'm like...
She overstepped a lot. And really they all did. Like, that was the main thing. One of my favorite things about Boomerang Village, I'm going to bring this full circle.
That's right.
The reason that they're called Boomerang Village is because they believe what you put out
Comes back.
Yes.
That's right.
And they, at that place, they put out a lot of bullshit. I'm only gonna do what I can.
Yeah.
what I feel like I'm allowed to. And if the supervisor is showing their ass, don't get mad when you see a little piece of my crack.
Yeah.
Because we in a place where it looks like butt crack is acceptable.
Right.
And then you want to get mad at somebody because they showing their ass, but you sitting up here talking to them more like you their mom or their cousin or whatever the fuck at any given time, instead of keeping it professional. If I walked into that place, very professional. People used to make fun of me when I first got there, talking about how you overdressed, bro.
Because you wore shoes.
But I was a young man. This is almost 20 years ago. I'm a young man trying to figure shit out in life, and I'm at a cubicle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do people dress who have a job with a cubicle? I'm like, yeah, I need my button down and my fancy, because office attire,
Right.
But
that was
boy,
in the office.
it was like, it's like they tricked me during the interview process, because then
He said the magic dragon. The magic dragon. You need more? You need a refill.
You know what?
He needs a refill over here.
Where's the? Yeah, I'll leave it alone. She was very professional, the HR lady. She was very professional, and she was dressed, and I'm dressed a certain way, and there was a different person at the desk at a time, and we even had a different principal. Yeah. And everybody's just, I don't know what's happening over there where the floor is. And I get there, and I'm greeted by this woman in her pajamas with a shaved head. It wasn't even shaved evenly. It was baggy.
Yeah, it was
baggy. And she got on her pajamas and stuff. And I remember her complimenting the way I was dressed too. That was a first interaction with her.
She was very impressed.
Yeah, and it was and I remember looking at her thinking bitch, it don't take much to impress you. You got on your goddamn pajamas.
She looked at you and said, oh, he owns a mirror. Maybe I need to borrow it.
I was just wow. It's the boss. And I thought, because of the way she talked to everyone, she wasn't even an official supervisor then.
No, she was not.
But the way she spoke to everyone, I just assumed that she was the top boss. That she was big boss lady, and she wasn't. She was actually at the bottom of the totem pole. But you couldn't tell by looking, because and to her credit, by the time she was done, she was the floor manager. She had passed up everybody who trained her. She was coming for the pervert's job. It probably would have lasted longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that if she had stuck around, she would have had his job. And maybe, also, I'll say in her defense, I believe if she stuck around, please, my example.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree, because she had that authority type voice and attitude towards you. It doesn't matter that there's 10 people above her. Right now, she's the bitch in charge.
Yeah.
And this is how it's going to be ran, and this is how it's going to go. And that's kind of how you get things done. But it would have been nice if it was consistent with everybody.
Yeah, there you go. That is her main problem.
Yeah.
She lacked consistency. She
Yeah.
would switch it up on you.
Yeah.
She treating you like a son one day, and then the next day she treating me like somebody who owe her money.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of ups and downs with her and that, but fuck them.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's happy. I heard that her husband got rich off of penny stocks, and they are living it up.
Wow.
Yeah. So
she's not bringing her kids to work anymore.
Lord, there was a lot of that shit.
Yeah. And then don't forget the people that stole your lunches out of the refrigerator.
But you know what? That happens at a lot of jobs. I thought that raggedy ass shit because that was pretty much the only job that I had at that point that had happened to me. But damn near every job since.
Really?
Oh my God! I was working at the dump and where is it? I want to say Santa Clarita, but it's really like yeah. I was working at the dump in Newhall, and like them motherfuckers was grimy. I remember I bought some Popeyes chicken. They ate my
Love me
chicken.
some Popeyes.
They ate my chicken.
No, they did not.
Popeyes. That shit sucked, but people do that. It's one of those entry level jobs, and that's what I'm more attested to. Because when you have entry level jobs with community break rooms like that, everybody's lunch is in the refrigerator, you're gonna have people who haven't eaten maybe in a couple of days. Like they just got this job, like they hungry, like they don't have just getting here is a lot for them. Money for lunch is out of the question. And I've never personally done it. And I've been hard up. That's one thing about me, like, I've had so many opportunities to steal. But I can't.
God damn it, you're such a good fucking person. Fucking do it.
I was talking to Rockford about this the other day, that I wish I had a little less of a conscience. Because people fuck me over all the time, lie on me, do this and do that, and they don't think, shh. I can't do that shit to people. Like, I'll feel that. Like, if I take your lunch, it's going to be written all over my fucking face. We're like, who the fuck has my lunch?
Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, so it's like,
yeah.
I just can't. Like, I'm not a good liar, and I don't like stealing. Can I share a little story about that one time I almost stole from the store?
Sure.
I don't think this was in the last interview.
No.
I was about 4 or 5 years old because I wasn't at reading age yet. And I know now, like, the kids are reading that too, but I didn't have no tablet in 1984, okay? You had to actually start school to learn how to read. So this was probably like right before kindergarten or whatever. Maybe it was even the summer between kindergarten and first grade, because I think all they taught us was like what the letters are, not what sounds they make. But anyways, there was a magazine at the store that I thought just looked cool, and it was on the rack, and they would have the free circulars. Well, 4-year-old, 5-year-old me couldn't tell the difference between a paid magazine and a free circular. So I grabbed it, and I'm walking back to my house, which is just, a few units down from the store. And this girl, Nadia, who lived in the building next door to us, she goes, "You paid for that magazine and you ain't even old enough you can't even read it?" And I was like, "Paid for it? It's free, stupid. That magazine ain't free." And I was like, I ran back to the store and I put it back and I ran back home. I went up into my room and I got down on my knees and if I'm lying, you strike me down. And I asked the Lord to forgive me, and I don't steal. I'm not even pretty religious these days. I don't know. I definitely don't consider myself a Christian. But thou shalt not steal.
Yeah,
Period.
Okay. Yeah, liars and stealers, I can't.
Well, you know what? I'm like, if you have an issue with the liars, maybe we should just. Not that I've been lying in this interview, but I do lie. I would be lying if I said I didn't lie. But this is called Real Talk tonight.
Yeah.
I lie.
Okay.
I lie. Usually to protect someone's feelings, but sometimes to save my own ass.
Yeah, okay. Like, women, just don't ask, does my butt look big in this? Yes, it's big, okay? Embrace it. Love it, embrace it. You got big ass. We're good with that.
Like, I think it's wrong to lie. If you're lying to someone to get them to do something for you,
Yeah.
Like, that's wrong. That's manipulative. That's evil, especially if you told them they were going to get something that you knew they weren't going to get. Now, I have broken promises. To me, that's not the same as lying.
Okay.
If I say that you're going to get this, if you do this, I believe that this is how it's going to work out. But things don't always work out how I anticipate.
Right.
And one pet peeve of mine is someone calling me a liar because I wasn't able to follow through. That pisses me off. Now I want to fight.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I didn't lie to you. I know I didn't get the job done. I was not able to complete the task. Don't call me a liar. You call me a failure. But don't call me no fucking liar because I believed I could get it done in that moment. It just didn't work out that way. And I just hate it. I fucking hate being called a liar just because, look, you said you were going to be here at noon, you fucking liar.
It's 12:02. Calm down.
I don't care if it's 1:30, motherfucker. Don't call me a liar.
Yeah.
Call me flaky. Call me late. Ain't nobody, to me, a lie is...
With a specific intent.
Yeah. You have to know that the words coming out of your mouth are false. If you know what you're saying is false, then you're lying. Now, if I'm repeating some shit that I didn't research, I'm not a liar, just an idiot.
just like to tell the cheese.
Yeah, and the Lord knows I've gotten in trouble for that. Talking about people, that's something I've had to learn in this industry, is that every bad experience that you have with someone doesn't need to be shared.
Yes.
You know, we having fun talking about the clown center, but really trying to make a point of being more respectful when it comes to the actors and musicians and comedians that I talk about in these interviews, because it can damage me financially. Because people won't want to work with me. They're like, oh, if something goes wrong on the set, this motherfucker's gonna tell everybody, let's not fuck with him.
Yeah.
And that was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. I've gotten some inboxes about people not being happy about things that they've heard that I've said about them. And everything I said about them was true. I've never lied on anyone that I've worked with. Like, that's beyond me. I can't do that. Because it would fuck with me just like stealing their lunch, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, because to me that's snatching food out of their mouth. And I've had that done to me, and I don't want to do that to other people. But with that said, see, I keep losing my train of thought. ADD is weird.
Yeah.
And it's real. I think I'm distracted by these goddamn strawberries.
What's next for Devin Rayford?
Okay.
He's like, these damn strawberries is what's next.
So we have the Sesh Up Comedy Show, which is once a month.
It's going to be on the 16th, December 16th.
Yeah, we got one on December 16th, and then we got another one on January 20th. This one on December 16th is being headlined by JP Brown.
Okay.
Very funny dude. He's also a gamer. So it's cool to have somebody who can, like, because everybody's like a gamer, I guess, except for me.
Okay.
Like, everybody's into video games and anime and wrestling. I don't like wrestling. And actually, everyone's not into wrestling. But JP is into all that nerd shit. But he's able to make it... He's able to tell jokes about that stuff and make it appealing even to people who are not necessarily in that. You know, they're never inside jokes. He brings everybody into his world. So we're very excited to have JP Brown headlining this next Friday, December 16th. On January 20th, we have one of my favorites. I love it when it's my turn to book the headliner. No disrespect to JP. But we got, holy shit, why can't I think of his name right now? Briggsy, I'm sorry, here we go. Stephen Briggs will be headlining the Set Shop on
Really?
January 20th. And Stephen Briggs, look him up. He got like 20,000 followers. I can't believe he's even willing. He's one of those, because he's so good at what he does, he's secure. So unlike some other people, he's not going to sit up here and try to, he's happy to help me, is basically what it is he's happy to help me. There are some comedians who are a notch or 3 below him who think that they're worth more than him. And he's willing to drive all the way out here from LA for a decent amount of money, but not an extraordinary amount.
Right.
And there's people who live out here in the Antelope Valley who have told me that's not enough. I make a decent amount of money doing what I do, but I'm not working one night a week, you know. I gotta host 2 open mics, a rock show, and a comedy show. And then I've made money. But off that one night, that one thing, expecting one night of the week to carry me through the month?
No, it's not gonna happen.
No, I mean, maybe one day, hopefully. But that's not where I am right now, and I need, or I don't need, but it would be nice if more people understood that, because when whoever else said that it wasn't enough money, I hit up Briggsy, and he said yes right away. No, quite. He didn't. He was gung ho. He was happy to help. Every time I see this guy, he is so nice to me. He's like Julio.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
he's like Julio. Like
That's Julio Gonzalez.
yes, Julio Gonzalez. Subway. Like they're secure. They're confident. They didn't have to hate on Zebra. They didn't care whether Zebra had a good set or a bad set. That to them had nothing to do with what they was about to do. And they always wanted Zebra to have a good set. But it wasn't like, oh, you gotta make me go after them, they done suck the air out of the room. Or there's 2 kind of comments. The ones that hate going after someone who sucks, and then the ones that hate going before someone who's great.
Right. Yeah.
So, which is actually probably the same asshole. When I think about it. He doesn't want to follow anyone who's too bad, but he doesn't want to. Oh yeah, that's what it is. They hate following. They don't want to follow anyone who's too good, and they don't want to follow anyone who's too bad. And it's like,
They don't want to be upstaged.
yeah. But Julio and Steven and a few others, they believe, Ernesto,
Yeah.
that you can't upstage them. Like, I can't have a bad set. If I had a bad set, it was my fault. It ain't the crowd's fault. It ain't me. And those are the ones that show Zebra love. And these insecure, oh, M-I-A-9 motherfuckers, they don't fuck with us like that. I mean, real talk tonight.
That's right.
I was going to say, like, you know, Zebra has a very attractive member in the group, and sometimes people will pretend to be interested in Zebra, but they're actually interested in.
Yeah.
And then when they find out that those draws are unattainable.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just, you know, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate that people are like that, because I don't have to do things like that.
Yeah.
I don't have to lie on anybody. I don't have to sell myself short. I don't have to downplay anyone else's talent. I just get to exist in my truth. And it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling, because, you know, what we talked about with ISA back in the day, and I touched on the high school and everything else, like, I haven't always been allowed to just be me.
Right.
And it took 40 fucking years for me to get to a point in life where I could do me. I own my own business. You know, that's something that people never would have thought was in the cards for me. And they're like, what is Dev doing? What is Dev? I bet that motherfucker ain't doing shit. I bet he's a bum. He's running a pretty successful entertainment company. I have a plethora of artists. Anybody having a birthday or anything, like, I can do the entertainment for your party, whether you need rappers, rockers, comedians, dancers, poets,
Devin's like the Barry Gordy of the Antelope Valley.
Yeah, right.
I wish. It's nice that people say things like that, but like me walking and living in my truth, I've met some other people who are walking and living in their truth, and my truth is able to help theirs, and their truth is able to help mine. I want to put on successful shows. They want to perform. And it works out. It works out because they're good at what they do, and I ended up in the right place at the right time. So yeah, like this.
So you have the 2 sesh shows coming up.
Yes.
What nights are open night?
Open mic. Okay, so I have open mic every Monday night at the Britisher from. Why can't I talk tonight?
It's real talk. That's
from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And oh my God, last week was the other night, amazing. Shout out to everybody. When is this gonna air? Do you know?
As soon as I get it done.
Will it be uploaded before or after Christmas?
Before.
Before? Okay. Shout out to everybody who came to the open mic on December 5th. Was the Monday? Monday was the 5th, right?
Yes.
I had a very talented photographer there who can also sing his ass off and play guitar. His name is Yo-Yo Arnold. Hit up Yo-Yo Arnold. I had Pablo and Lulu, who were just amazing. Ed V was there. Zigzag Prodigy. We had Ichigo the poet. We had Mr. Sun the poet. We had Bicky, who's also a poet. Panda's a poet. I know I'm forgetting my homie Big Kev K4 singing and rapping and playing guitar. Like, it was a stagnant. You know V?
Yes.
B came through. Oh my God, it was so much talent on Monday. There's just no way I can name them all. Dude who hangs out at the bar, Tyler, decided to pick up a guitar and join the jam session, and what he added to it was perfect. Like, it was cool. It was just a really, really awesome night. I'm very blessed to know so many talented people. It's really cool time to be me. I ain't gonna lie. See, there I go getting cocky again. I have to remember.
I haven't been able to make it to an open mic night, but that's something that I want to do. I want to go check it out, check out the vibe, check out the people. Now, do you have like regulars that show up, or is it?
Yes. You can damn near every week. I mean, nobody can make it every single week, but chances are you're gonna see Basilio, who is the front man. Basilio, he is the front man of the coolest band out here.
Yes.
No disrespect to any other bands, but Flesh motherfucking Radio.
Yes.
Flesh Radio is like, they breathe new life into the ska scene out here. For the longest time, it was just like Captain Smooth Talk and the Busted Uglies trying to hold. And there's nothing wrong with There's nothing wrong with Captain Smooth Talk or the Busted Uglies. These are 2 very good bands. But you need more than 2 to have a whole show, a whole experience, a whole thing. So Flesh Radio coming onto the scene actually made a couple other ska bands who stopped playing. They're like, oh shit, we should do this again. And I had one of my most successful shows. It wasn't my most successful, but after a string of not so great shows, I put on a thing called Ska-pocalypse.
Yes.
And Ska-pocalypse like made me fall in love with promoting again. Flesh Radio, Busted Uglies, and Bar Fight Grande, who hadn't played a show in 6 years.
Oh wow.
The funny thing is that I had said that to someone without knowing it. I knew that they hadn't played it. I'm like, yeah, we got Bar Fight, who ain't played a show in like 6 years, and I'm just talking out of my ass, right? Won't he do it? I was the vessel. I was prophesying because they actually hadn't played a show in 6 years, and they came and they did their damn thing. The Odd Advantage, somebody pulled a nerve or something, and they had to pull out. But we still had a really good show. We had a really good turnout. And it actually like saved my gig there, being able to throw shows. So shout out to Flesh Radio, the Busted Uglies, and Bar Fight Grande. We're gonna have Ska-Pocalypse too real soon. Well, not that soon because they're all playing shows together, like at Transplants and the other place. All those places. At the Britisher too. I don't. Well, no, they're gonna. Oh yeah. Oh God. They're all doing shows at Transplants together and separately, where I feel like it's a little too saturated for me to just stick one in there.
Yeah.
So probably sometime in February, I'll let them all get their Transplant show out of the way. And then I'll bring them back together. Hopefully they'll want to come on home.
Yeah, bring it home today.
Yeah, and do one with me, and hopefully I get the Odd Advantage to come out. But all those bands are playing Transplants between now and sometime in January.
There's some big show going on there tonight.
I
don't know who it is. But I got...
You can see... I'm sorry, I have to, because they're my boys. Flesh Radio is playing at Transplants on Thursday, December 17th. Go catch that shit. They're either playing with the Busted Uglies or Bar...
December 17th is a Saturday.
That's not possible. Oh, So I'm slightly dyslexic.
It's okay.
And my dyslexia...
So on December 71.
No. See, here's how it works. Okay.
Yes.
I have a show on the 16th.
Yes.
So my show is on Friday.
Yes.
So that's that dyslexia.
Yeah.
It's like instead of me, like the 17th, it's the next day.
Then is Thursday, right?
I really feel like the show is on Thursday. And maybe the 17th is something else. But then it's like, oh, they're doing a damn Thursday show. That wouldn't make sense. You wouldn't waste Flesh Radio and Bar Fight Grande.
So Flesh Radio hits me up on Real Talk Tonight Instagram. Hey Heather, showing you love, showing your support. Hope you follow me back. You know, you're a real one. Take it easy. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like reading it over and over and over again, the wording. And I was like, this sounds like something that Basilio would say. And then I messaged you and I said, who's Flesh Radio? And you're like, that's Basilio. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I hit him back up. I'm like, for sure, I got you. And we're going to be doing an interview with them.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm all over it. So then what, is there anything as far as acting, comedy, or vocals for yourself going to be happening soon?
Yes, but I don't know when yet.
He's not at liberty to discuss that at the moment.
Okay, so let's talk. Oh, you had asked me about the thing I couldn't talk about. What the hell was it? There was a few things happening that I couldn't talk about last year.
Well, you were going to announce that you were leaving Zebra and that you were going to be doing singing.
Okay.
So I remember that. So that got announced later.
The thing I couldn't talk about. Oh, okay. So it didn't work out, so it doesn't matter. It didn't work out, and I'm learning that as I go along. That to trust my instincts. If I feel the need to brag about something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Because I will oversell something, or it will just not. Yeah, it just won't happen.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of things that I've been excited about over the past couple of years that I've talked about because I thought that there was no way it could go wrong, and they didn't come to pass.
Right.
So I'm not gonna talk about.
We're not gonna jinx them.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx anything that I have coming up. I can tell you. Oh yeah, see, I'm gonna jinx it. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Big things coming up for Devin.
Okay, here's
it's
what I
Project Bruno, and
Yes.
everyone knows.
Here's what I will tell you is that I have some cool stuff cooking that I'm gonna try to do at Cold Crush very soon.
Okay.
I can tell you that much. We're definitely still gonna be doing the rock shows at Cold Crush. We got the comedy shows at the Set Shop, and we got open mic at the Britisher. Everything else is let's keep our fingers crossed.
It's a plus.
But like, yeah, there are some music things that hopefully will happen.
Okay.
There are some acting things that hopefully will happen. But we...
Well, when
We
they
don't know
do happen, and they're getting ready to be publicly shown, then we will update people and send out flyers and put it all over the social media so that everybody can.
This is like interview chapter 2.
Yes.
So we got to prepare for chapter 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I tell you about
You can tell me whatever you
the
want.
movie I just did though?
Yes.
We haven't talked about Omar's Blues.
Yes.
Omar's Blues was cool. That was the most grueling acting experience. And I've done 2-hour plays where I have to memorize all this shit. This was only a 20-minute film.
Okay.
But there's a lot that goes into acting. And getting the shots from the different angles. So it looks like we just sat at the table and did it once. And there's a camera over here, No. Now let's shoot it again from here. Now let's shoot it again from here. So these were 2 18-hour days. Someone was supposed to, signed on to be the cinematographer. And she stopped responding to the director. So the director had to hire a couple of professionals. And she's like, yeah, well, I can do it, but, for way more money than the other girl was going to get. So, in order to stay on budget, we were going to do it in 3 days. We had to cut it to 2 days and take less money. 2 longer days instead of 3 short days, 2 18-hour days and take less money. So, I wasn't quite prepared for what I was about to get into, but I'm so glad I did it. The script, what I was saying earlier, every paid gig I ever got came from them seeing me do a free one. The director, Nevaeh, she wrote and directed it, and she saw me in another play. And this was before COVID.
Oh, okay.
She saw me in a play, shit might have been 2 years before COVID. And she said, he's Omar. I didn't know this. And then fast forward to now she got to wait till after COVID. She took my name, she got my name in my social media from Brittany or someone and just sat on it until she was ready to film 2-3 years later. And when I tell you the parallels with this film and my life, so it's about a 30, I think she wrote him as 37 to 40, which I think when, no, I wasn't 39, I was 40 when I got the script, but he has this up and down disposition. He has a very toxic relationship with his mother. He's borderline mentally ill. He has a sister who is a successful corporate person, a younger sister who's successful and corporate, who he's also up and down with. And cool thing is that sister, her name is Angel. We had a sister named Angel.
Yeah.
Who's a corporate lawyer. Who comes over to take my mom out for lunch frequently. There's a scene where, my life is just happening. No, there's a lot in it that isn't my life, but I have never related to a character as much as I've related to this one. Besides the fact that he wears diapers, because we had to make it funny. And it's about mental illness and things like that. And we want to tell the story, we want to make people think, but we also don't want it to be so PSA. And, I don't like giving away endings and stuff, so I don't know how to,
You're fine.
like, I still have to work on properly plugging these
But
projects.
that's a great description so far. I'm already interested.
Okay, that one though, I don't know. It's going to be in some festivals. It hasn't been released anywhere yet.
Okay.
So, but I cannot tell you how much fun, regardless of all the stress and the long days of like getting to go to bed 3 hours before it was time for me to be back and have my makeup put back on. That project, I felt like an actor. And that's no disrespect to anybody whose shit I ever been in before. I felt like an actor in everybody's stuff. But with this, like, I had to dig down in a place to get her done. Like, I hadn't associated with acting. What I had to do to get through that project was more like working out. The closest experience to that, I would say, was when I was on the wrestling team in high school, like thinking that I couldn't do one more push-up. Like, that's what that was like. And by the end of that weekend, we were like family. Because we had all spent like the last 48 hours straight just in each other's face, like some kind of weird social experiment or something. And I made some friends on that set who'll be friends for life. Shout out to Dave. You you would love to. The dude, David, I cannot think of his last name. Oh, I had to. It's Woods. His name is David Woods. He is an exceptional actor. Whether he needed to do something serious or be funny, like, he just had it. He kicks everybody ass. My character talks to himself. And David plays Crazy, which is one of my voices come to life. I talk to Crazy and Sanity.
Okay.
I feel like is it just Crazy and Sanity? There's not a third voice? No, there's no third voice. Okay. It's just Crazy. Yeah, me. Okay. And David just kills it as Crazy, but also China, the gentleman who played Sanity, never acted a day in his life. You cannot tell when you watch this. We just had the premiere. That's another thing. The Buco's premiere was good. Let me tell you something. I got to do that red carpet thing I had never done. And then we had this cool private party at Big Shots afterward. But I have to say that with Omar's Blues, I had an elevated experience because the rap party for this one was in downtown LA on a rooftop.
Oh, wow.
And like, I ain't never been on the roof at Moa on the boulevard, okay? I ain't never been invited to a party up there. So like, me being in LA, looking out across the city, being the star of the film, not one of the leads, the lead, like that, I was just...
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing that night.
Yeah.
I remember like the party ended early. We got back to Lancaster at like 11. And I'm just feeling myself in my outfit. And I'm like, I gotta go somewhere. I cannot go home and waste the fabulousness.
Right.
And so like, I think I hit up every bar I could that night when I got back to town because I just wanted everyone to see the glow on my face. I went to Don Sal's. I went to Cold Crush. I went to Big Shots. I went to the damn Britisher. And I just, soaked it all in. It was a really cool experience. They had mimosas for us. That was great. Thank you so much, Nevaeh, for Omar's Blues, if she ever sees this. I'm going to try to send it to her because she made me feel like a real actor. Like, they treated me like the star of the film. And it was a cool experience because I think a lot of times I feel like just another player or even a bit player. I loved doing opposites, but I wasn't part of the principal cast on Opposites, even though I played the principal. But I played Principal Friesman. And that was cool. I learned a lot. I grew as an actor. If they ever wanted me to do it again, in a heartbeat, I would run over to wherever we're filming, put my damn glasses on, shave my head, and be Principal Freeman. But I have to tip my hat off to Nevaeh for the professionalism. Not that they were unprofessional. It's just, there's always room for improvement.
Right.
And she showed me another level of this game that I hadn't experienced from the first day of filming to the end of filming. And she was dog sick. She had every reason to just be like, I'm sorry guys, we're going to have to pick this up next week. I'll email you guys and we'll figure out a date that everybody's free. She could have done that and nobody would have blamed her because she was sick. And I'm not talking runny nose sick. We can press through that. She was throwing up. She was, you could tell her head hurt. Okay, she was like doing everything she could to keep stuff down, and she couldn't keep nothing down. We downstairs filming, she upstairs hurling.
Yeah.
But she thugged it out, and I think that's why, I think that her doing that allowed the rest of us, because everybody, whether they wanted to admit it or not, I believe at some point during this project, everybody involved felt like quitting. It's tiring, it's long. How many times did we gotta reshoot this scene? And a lot of that was my fault. I would take full responsibility for not knowing a lot of my lines. But I thought, it's gonna be done over 3 days and I could read it, go. I didn't know that you was gonna wear me the fuck out on day 1. And then I'm like, I'm sorry, on day 2, I gotta. But we all decided that we had come too far
To call it quits.
Yeah, can't give up now. And also, her, like, look at her. Like, she wants this to happen. And no matter what anybody else was feeling, I think we all understood we weren't feeling as much pressure. Because it's her, like, she wrote, directed it, producing it with her own damn money, paying for everything you see, and her being under all that pressure to make a good product while she was feeling so shitty. Who the fuck would I be to complain that I'm tired?
Right.
That I want to go home, that like, I know the call time tomorrow is supposed to be 6, but bitch, you done lost your goddamn mind. I couldn't do that. It's like, have your ass there and give it all you have to give. And that's what everybody did. I feel like I had a couple of conversations with people, but I'm usually pretty observant. And everybody had a fuck you moment. And it's okay, but everybody also had multiple I love you moments. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. Thank you for doing this with me, to the scene partners. I literally fell in love with every single person involved spirit, because everybody showed me that it's not just about me, that you don't know what someone else is going through. Fuck your problems. You have a job to do it. And that's what that got me. And the reward, even though, she paid us a good amount of change too, but the reward of that beautiful viewing party, and then the after party on the roof, just so worth it. So I tell people, like, stick with it, do it. All these kids don't want to do nothing for free. Doing stuff for free has led me to now get paid, and I don't even have to audition, because me performing for free was the audition.
Right.
And I wish more performers on every level could understand that.
Yeah.
If somebody is offering your ass stage time, put your pride aside, because you don't know who's going to be there. Boomerang. Very first time I put them up, they get offered someone's birthday party, which I wonder how that went. We're now past it. This is not like this was over the summer, but they got offered a $500 gig for someone's birthday in October.
Oh, okay.
Imagine if they were mad about the fucking $50 that I was given each, by the way. So they could have just been like, $50 is not enough, we're not showing up. They wouldn't have gotten that job.
Right.
And then if this lady's able to spend that kind of money on them for her party, maybe her friends are able to spend even more. Like it keeps going. So if you call yourself an artist, don't ever be afraid to share your art for free. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, nobody gets paid to perform at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Because the exposure is the payment. Now, I'm not saying I can change your life like fucking hitting the Super Bowl. But what I'm saying is that these are people who charge top dollar for their art. And there's still instances where they understand that it's okay to work for free tonight.
Yeah.
And it's okay to work for free. If all you do is sing, dance, tell jokes, and then look, that's all I do. That's all I do. So it's not me diminishing their art or their talent. It's just me, real talk. Real talk. You ain't made it yet. Get your ass out there and show.
Right.
Good example. A good example what you said about the Super Bowl. The artists will play for free, as you say. Because of that, the last Super Bowl we had, we had Dr. Trey, Eminem,
Snoop and Mary.
Mary. Their sales, their record sales, end up going back up.
Yep.
Just because they volunteered to do this thing, their sales and their records, boom, they actually attracted another generation.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, most of the... Okay, yeah. You know, most of the artists that perform for me have a catalog on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and the rest. And you come and you do this show for your raggedy ass $50, but now you're getting streams. Okay? You had 20 streams yesterday, and now you got 300.
Right.
It was worth it. And even though like, oh, it's only 300 streams. What is that? To a motherfucker that only had 20, it should be everything.
That's right.
It should be fucking everything.
Yes, I agree.
Because I know it is for me. Like, I remember the first time I got 100 likes on Instagram. I have been doing this shit for years. You see all your friends. I got friends who don't even do anything. They're not singers. They're not promoters. They don't rap. They don't dance. They don't act. They don't do shit. They get 100 likes just for posting a picture of what they're eating for lunch.
Yeah, that's one of them right there. He'll put up something just to catch somebody's eye. He'll put up there a funny, making fun of something, you know, not politically correct at all. And all of a sudden he's got like 300 likes. I'm like, and I'm putting up there, hey, check out Real Talk Tonight. We got this interview with, you know, sign language interpreter, blah, blah, blah. And like I got one like, you know, and it was my brother, you know, and it's like.
Look, I go through it too. Let me tell you something. I go on Facebook. I tag 100 people on the flyer.
Yeah.
When I go back a couple of hours later to check and see if it's getting any traction, it will have 5 likes and about 10 people who untagged themselves. Like, it'll say like, when I posted it said Devin and 100 others.
Yeah.
And then I come back to it and it says Devin and 92 others. And I'm like, damn.
I'm usually one of the ones that like.
It's like, what the fuck? You don't have to like it. You don't have to show up. But there's something about that untag.
Well, because anybody who goes on their page then won't see it because you tag them in it, so it shows up on everybody else's timeline. That's the important part of tagging.
Yeah, and I just think that it's just, I'm sorry, I feel disrespected when a motherfucker untags me. And it's not like I post anything vulgar.
No.
So I just thought, That was weird, but it happens every single time.
Do you know specifically who it is that
I ain't got that kind of time in here. Somebody doing something. It hurts my feelings, but not that much for me to fucking investigate.
Right.
I mean, if I knew, I would stop tagging them, actually.
Yeah.
I'd pick somebody else. But, no, it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. People come to my shows.
That's right.
Thank God.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Maybe not always the people I tag. Because I think that there's a part of me that wants to show all these people that I went to school with, that I used to work with, look, I'm doing something really cool now. Like, come and see it. And only my new friends come and fuck with that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, with the exception of people like you, Helen, Will's come to a couple of shows. Miss Cynthia, Red Lord, rest her soul. That's it. That's it. Everybody else, ooh, I'm gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna go, but nobody that. Oh, I did have some friends from high school come to a show. Philip and Carrie came to a show. They were high school sweethearts who are married now with a bunch of kids. And then I think Letitia's come to like one. Labana's come to one. So like they showed their support, like, but like, where they, made an appearance.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that appearance. I'm not, but it would be nice if there were more people supporting me,
More consistent.
who knew me before I was doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, they gave their support, and I appreciate it. And they got families and stuff. But there's a lot of people who don't. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who are not busy. At least, they don't appear to be. And
they got time to take pictures of their lunch.
Yeah. And they're not, they're not fucking with me.
Right.
They're not fucking with me. And I really, because you've seen it. You've seen that, like, Soulful Sunday.
Yes.
Fuck what you thought about me. I produced a fabulous entertainment experience.
Yes, you did. Yes.
And Eastside and Zion are not part of Boomerang Village.
Okay.
Just the girls are.
Right, didn't they meet him like at a park or something like that?
I don't know where they met. I met Boomerang separate from when I met Eastside and Zion, but yeah, they had already knew each other by the time I had met any of them. But I also knew that Zion and Eastside could add something to the Soulful Sunday experience. And like, Boomerang's great. Mm-hmm. They're like a chocolate sundae.
Yeah.
But you know what every sundae needs? It needs a cherry on top and some sprinkles. Mm-hmm. And that's what Eastside and Zion did for that sundae that was called Boomerang Village. That was a boom. Now we got it. But Zion actually is still doing Soulful Sunday every week by himself.
Okay, so who was the white boy?
I'm so sorry I didn't shout out Seek. Okay, he's Seek.
Seek.
Yeah, like the monker, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Big mountain man looking man.
Let me tell you something. The most vocally versatile person I have ever met in my entire life. This dude will sing opera. He will sing country. He will sing rock. He will sing R&B. He will do pop. He will do blues. He will do jazz. And then he will kick your ass with a freestyle. Let me tell you something. He has the true gift of song. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe that there's a song that's ever been written that my friend Chris Lancaster, a.k.a. Seek, couldn't sing. I don't believe it. I believe that if the song is in English, and hell, you'd be willing to work with him on his diction, you could probably teach him some shit in Spanish. But Seek is a beast. He's about to have his first kid. It's okay. I can drop the news. The sonogram is pictures already on all over social media. He's stupid talented. Just stupid talented. He's one of those people that when they show up to the open mic, I'm able to have this sigh of relief. Because I know that I don't have to worry about him. I know that he is going to, and there's a lot of others, but he's just one of them, one of the many that like, go for it. How much time can I have? As much time as you want.
Yeah.
Because I know that no one's going to leave while you're blessing this crowd with what you do.
I saw him one time with Boomerang. On one of the same days, and then he got up and he kind of sang with them. They kind of like did a jam session at the end, and he was a part of it. And I was kind of like, what? Like I was kind of taken back with the talent that came out of that. So,
yeah, I added him, but I'll confess to a mistake I made. I didn't run it past the four of them that I was bringing Chris. I'm just like, look, this is my baby. I'm not asking you to give him any of your money.
Right.
Just that, but you know, artists can be. Look, I wouldn't have liked it if it was done to me. So I have to look at it from that standpoint that like, you're doing your showcase and then all of a sudden, they're bringing this one along and that one along and making them a part of what was supposed to be your moment. And so for that, I'm very sorry. But I'm not sorry that I gave him the opportunity to show people what he does, because he's literally one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And I'll never apologize for giving him stage time.
Yeah.
Because he deserves it. Yeah. What I'll apologize for was not letting them know that he would be getting that stage time, and that way it could have been worked into when they were taking their break, and it could have been a whole thing, because he was also a little upset and waiting for his turn. And then they're like, what you mean he get a turn? And so like there was that, but that was my fault. That was another thing I had to learn.
Miscommunication.
Yeah. Really lack of. Miscommunication is, I said Wednesday, you heard Thursday. Okay? If I don't tell you I'm coming at all, that's lack of communications. A lot of people, I've had issues with promoters and venues and whatnot, and they like to use this phrase, misunderstanding. Look, I know what a misunderstanding is. That's when you didn't know where I was coming from and I didn't know where you were coming from. We misunderstood each other. I hear you loud and clear, motherfucker. Fuck you. Yeah. There is no misunderstanding.
When me and Dad were like this, that's what it is.
Yeah, like I've had misunderstandings, and I've also, like I said, I understand now. Go fuck yourself.
So do you want to do any like shout outs to anybody, or?
You know, I've shouted out. I believe everyone that I could. I will shout out Cold Crush. Cold Crush is a wonderful entertainment venue / Cajun style restaurant. Cajun seafood. They got crawfish, crabs, shrimp, the big old corns in the buckets, and you make it all. You get a mess everywhere.
Crab boil.
Crab boil. They got excellent cocktails named after some of your favorite rappers. I throw rock shows there. They have hip hop shows there, but it's also just a great place to go eat. It's at 500 West Lancaster Boulevard. That's the main thing I want people to know, because it's a wonderful business that doesn't get the credit it deserves.
Yeah.
They're in the business community out here, there's a lot of hating going on. Yeah. When Cold Crush first opened, people were scared because they saw the promo for what the vision was for this place, and some other venues felt the need to hate. And Cold Crush gets a very bad rap because there are people who want to see it fail. There are people who just for their own enjoyment, just so that there's less competition for them, and they do this shit to each other. But the difference is with Big Shots, the King Bar, Transplants, and a few others, they got millions of dollars behind them. Cold Crush, this is a small, black-owned and operated business that, like, we don't want the smoke. We're not trying to start no shit with nobody.
Right.
Because with these are checks we can't afford to cash. We want to get along with everybody and want everyone to get along with us. And Cold Crush is not about to get involved in, like, the messiness. Like, if someone's having an issue, we address it. They don't like it. Yeah, you might get that stop, block, and roll, but I'm not going to allow you to come on to my social media page and tell people that they can't fuck with me, that they shouldn't fuck with me and what I'm doing. Even if you're doing it cold. If I can see through the bullshit, I can see through the bullshit. I'm supposed to pretend that I don't know what you're doing. I had a horrible exchange with a prominent figure out here. And it was like talking to a fucking 6-year-old. I'll let you read the conversation when we're done filming. And you're going to be like, and this is a whole ass millionaire. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Pretty much.
Messing with me, 100-aire. Like I can make $1,000 in a week if I work every night that week. Like, I'm by no means rich. I by no means want to start a feud with someone who is. And it just baffles me. And then the motherfucker got mad that he's blocked. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And it's like, what the fuck? Why would I let you come on my page every single time I post a flyer, you shitting on some aspect of the show? Why would I allow that to happen? And you're one of the most popular motherfuckers in town.
Right.
Everybody wants to fuck with you.
Right.
If people think that you're not fucking with me, they're gonna not fuck with me because they're gonna think that if they fuck with me and you hate me, that you ain't gonna fuck with them,
Right.
and you're who everybody wants to fuck with. I'm not trying to start no shit.
Right.
And I hope that this interview doesn't bite me in the ass. Really, I don't care, because after the last exchange that I had with him, like, and I was trying. You know, like, I'm ignorant as fuck. When you read this conversation, when you see how long it took me to get slightly, and I didn't even get ignorant. I gave him one of them dignified Oprah Winfrey ass good days. Like, is how I ended it. But it was very disheartening to me because I enjoy all the venues out here. It's the one place that I can't go to because, I mean, you have a bad exchange like that with the motherfucker who owns it.
I already know who we're talking about.
Yeah, my thing is that if you hate the owner, you shouldn't go there.
Right.
Because I don't want anyone at anything I got going on that hates me.
Right.
And I can't say that I hate him. I'm just, disappointed in how that went. And I feel like he hates me or at least doesn't like me. And there's no way I'm going to walk my ass off in there so that all these kids can get footage of security escorting me out. Like, no!
Right. Right.
Like, it's not going to happen, but I wish him well. I wish him well. I wish his business well. It's a fabulous place. It's a fabulous place that provides fabulous entertainment. And I had promised in that exchange that I would not ever publicly bash the place.
Right.
And I'm not going to do it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So it has been a fantastic time sharing with you and you sharing with me and us hanging out here with some drinks. And
Yeah, I drank all mine.
You drank all his.
I couldn't. Where are we at? The service here sucks.
So anyways, again, thank you so much for your time, Devin. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we will be doing a third chapter. We're gonna now his episodes are gonna be chapters. Since he did chapters in that movie. So,
Yeah, in the Pixar movie. Shout out to the Buccos who are going to be out here on June 17th. They moved to Florida. But they're coming back for Big Shot's 8th anniversary on June 17th.
Yes, I already have a table reserved.
Let me get mine.
I actually got my table reserved today.
You know what? That was smart. That was smart.
Call him.
But are they even doing reservations for that yet?
Yeah.
You're like, I know it's in June, bitch.
Yep. Exactly. They were like, well, I don't have a reservation booked for that event yet. I'm like, okay, well, let me give you my name and my number. And they were like, okay, and how many people at your table? And they got my name and my number and how many people I want at my table. So, but yeah. So we'll check them out and hopefully we can bring footage of them as well.
Yes.
And then you'll let me know when things are going on and we'll bring you back on and we'll do another follow-up.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please support Devin Rayford. You can give your Instagrams and your Facebooks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, give 'em
I
all.
have a new page that is exclusive to business on Instagram. It's Booker D. You know, kind of like Booker T, but
Yep.
I'm Booker D because
Yeah.
I book. So if you're interested in getting, you know, work, like if you need entertainment or you're looking for an entertainment opportunity, hit me up on that account. It's spelled almost, I believe it's Booker _ D and then 3 E's.
Okay.
Because that was the only way I could work it out without a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, my OCD doesn't like the way numbers look at the end of an Instagram tag.
Yeah.
So I'll just spell it really fucked up. Which is a perfect segue into my main account if you want to stay up to date on all the events that I'm running. It's pronounced Devinisis. But it's spelled like, it's like Devinisis, right?
Right.
But it's spelled like this: DEVINYSUS. So it looks like Devin Y Sus, which is what all the kids are calling me now, and I was gonna change it, and they're like, you can't now because like I'm like, well, I need something more professional. My star's rising. They're like, you better make a business page because you Devin Sus. So yeah. All the young rappers and rockers call me Devin Sus.
Yeah.
Even though it started as Devinisis long before.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even promoting music shows. I think I was doing mushrooms in the mountains with a few people that I may or may not have mentioned in this interview. And we were having a good damn time up in the hills. And I started becoming very philosophical and like, you know, because I'm the oldest one in the group and I'm trying to guide them on their journey. And they're like, dang, you're like a very wise man. You're like Devinisis. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. I'm going to keep that. And I went home and changed my Instagram to it and then started throwing shows with these folks a few weeks later. So like everything just sort of, you know, I say don't push too hard. Let the universe do what the universe do.
That's right.
But yeah, I did my Instagram, Facebook. Oh, Seshup Comedy. That's Seshup _ comedy. Follow that one on Instagram and the Seshup main page. That's just Seshup followed by 2 underscores. Okay, yeah, that's it. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter, but I don't be on there.
I don't be on Twitter either.
Well, we'll go ahead and actually put these at the end.
Yeah.
We'll have to type
yeah. Yeah, because you couldn't understand that. I ramble. I'm sorry.
Follow Devin on every platform. And we'll do another follow-up once he gets a little bit more under his belt. Booker D right here. If you need entertainment or you are an entertainer, Booker D.
That's
right
Booker
here.
D with D-E-E.
D-E-E-E.
Yeah, 3 E's at
3
the end.
E's. Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Devin. I appreciate you. I love you so much.
I was going to shake your hand, but I grabbed it.
Well, here, we'll just do it.
Oh, yes, let's do it.
Bing.
to you. Happy birthday, dear Happy birthday to
Blood spaghetti, motherfucker.
Just drink a couple of 40s and discovered I'm the world's greatest lover and I'm indestructible.